Chapter 261, 186 Tiger Spirit Perfection, Heavenly Destiny Mystic Tiger, Descending to Start the Summer. 8K for monthly tickets and subscriptions. To make it easier to deal with the three harms, Sioux City had installed a dense network of surveillance cameras in almost all public areas. Once someone made a move, traces were bound to be left behind. Not much time had passed before all the surveillance footage from this neighborhood was pulled up. In the video, something indeed was captured. Out of nowhere, a fluttering white shadow appeared at the corner of the street and kidnapped the frantically fleeing Xiao Zhao. Then, the white shadow soared into the sky and completely vanished. That was all the surveillance captured. Slow down, zoom in, and see what that white shadow is. Officer Liu stared at the ever-enlarging image, but unfortunately, the figure was shrouded in the white shadow, ghost-like, revealing nothing. In the end, he asked, "Have you made any enemies?" Jai Chuntong shook his head. "No, wait." His mind flashed with the image of the missing Jiang Jiao as if sparks were firing. He remembered participating in an operation years ago with Jiang Jiao, where Sioux City's police force rounded up Tang Zheng's criminal gang. In the end, except for Tang Zheng and a few top ranks who escaped, the rest were wiped out by the police. If there were enemies to speak of, these were the few he had made. After all, since his martial arts hall had taken off, he rarely took on judicial assistance tasks to earn money, fearing one day he would be targeted for retaliation by the dark and evil forces. Many martial artists from Sioux City had participated in that roundup operation. Tang Zheng, why target him? Jai Chuntong shared his thoughts with Lu Jun. Lu Jun seemed to recall something, his expression changing slightly. "You're saying Tang Zheng might have returned to the country. Jiang Jiao's disappearance might also be related to Tang Zheng." Jai Chuntong nodded. "I'm just speculating, I'm not certain." Lu Jun said, "It's very possible. Right now, with the virtual disaster looming over Sioux City, many dark forces are attempting to stir up trouble. Before Tang Zheng defected, he had already reached the peak of Breakthrough Third. Time has passed, and it wouldn't be surprising if he has advanced to Grandmaster." Jai Chuntong's expression darkened. "If it's a Grandmaster, then we're in trouble. A martial arts Grandmaster, a black knight lurking in the shadows. If that white shadow was indeed Tang Zheng, and he had wanted to kill Jai Chuntong, it was likely Jai Chuntong would already be dead. Had Tang Zheng come for revenge? Kidnapping a student was just a show of power." Once the police had left, Jai Chuntong dialed Kingshan Kang's number. "Teacher." "What, you've broken through to the second rank?" "No, I want to move back to the school to live." "What's wrong? What about your martial arts hall?" "I suspect Tang Zheng has returned to the country. The recent disappearance of Jiang Jiao is also related to him. Continuing to stay outside isn't necessarily safe. Over the years, I've saved quite a bit of money. I'll refund part of the students' tuition fees. The martial arts hall will cease operation for now." "You mean to say Tang Zheng might want to take revenge on those who participated in the roundup back then?" "Yes." Jai Chuntong felt as if his heart was bleeding. He had finally built up his academy, bringing in a lot of money every year, and now he couldn't continue it. He was worried that if things continued like this, Tang Zheng would keep harming his students, which meant bringing trouble to those innocent children. "All right then, move quickly." On the outskirts of Sioux City, at a certain location, Tang Zheng was draped in a strange white gossamer robe. His complexion was unnaturally ruddy, with red mist exhaling from all of his pores and acupoints, giving off a faint scent of blood, until the person in his hands crumbled into bone dust. This blood dragon devouring heaven divine skill, truly deserving of being listed as the #1 forbidden skill by Dezia, the feeling of transforming others, chi blood into my own, is too delightful. And this void robe, truly a grandmaster divine weapon, with its superb concealment. The void robe was something Tang Zheng had acquired during his explorations in the void realm. Its effects were astonishing, able to amplify speed, hide one's figure, and even briefly traverse voids and control the wind. Tang Zheng exhaled slowly. With the opening and closing of his acupoints, a shadowy figure with blood-colored fleshy wings, thick dragon claws, and a bat's head subtly emerged behind him. The shadow had a fierce and sinister countenance, breathing in and out blood chi. It opened its eyes, emanating an aura of devouring heavens and earth. Tang Zheng mused. "That Jai Chuntong is indeed lucky. If it weren't for my sensing of a new Grandmaster's aura awakening nearby, he would have turned into a dried corpse. Having just entered the Grandmaster realm, I should avoid other Grandmasters at all costs. Otherwise, if the Cold Mountain Elder or the Three Extreme Saint become aware, I would no longer be able to remain in Sioux City. But then again, who might this new Grandmaster be? To my knowledge, several people in Sioux City have been stuck at the threshold of the Breakthrough Fourth for some time now. Regardless of who it is, I must be more careful in the future and avoid entering the city lightly. His devouring heaven divine skill progressed rapidly in cultivation, but it required constant absorption of others, chi blood and life essence. Once he began practicing, he couldn't stop, and if he didn't replenish regularly, it would affect his sanity and over time, even his cultivation might regress. The higher a martial artist's cultivation, the more useful the divine skill, effective even on common people, but it often required the slaughter of entire villages or towns. In this day and age, this was clearly troublesome. If the commotion was too large, even with Grandmaster cultivation, he would still be in mortal danger. All forbidden martial arts come with a great price. These things Tang Zheng was well aware of. However, if he had not practiced this skill, in the ruthless organization Carefree Travel, he feared he wouldn't have lasted until reaching the Grandmaster realm and would have been brutalized by some twisted colleagues. Forbidden martial arts, dubbed by De Zia as demonic skills. He had embarked on this path, prepared to either embrace madness or perish. Before long, several figures appeared around Tang Zheng. Sir Tang, the brothers are almost all here. Tang Zheng looked at these people and said indifferently, "Now that the struggle is going well, those who are willing to follow me will have a bright future. I have a supreme divine skill that I can impart to you all." Chapter 262, 186 Tiger Spirit Perfection, Heavenly Destiny Mystic Tiger, descends to Born in Summer. 8K seeking monthly tickets and subscriptions, /2. The younger brothers wisely inquired. Divine skill. Boss, with our aptitude, can we really learn divine skill? Tang Zheng smiled and said, "Don't worry, this divine skill doesn't particularly depend on aptitude. As long as your heart is ruthless enough and you are willing to practice, you will gain something from it, more or less. Besides, what I'm teaching you is just a simplified version of true skill, which is even less difficult." The crowd felt an aspiration and showed cheerful expressions, unable to help themselves but to ask, "Sir, may I ask, what divine skill is it?" Tang Zheng laughed and responded, "The simplified version of Devouring Heaven Divine Skill, Blood Transformation Technique." Instantly, the crowd fell silent, many displaying uncomfortable expressions. They had naturally heard of Devouring Heaven Divine Skill. It wasn't a divine skill, it was a demonic skill. Pingjiang Police Station. Director Liu had taken a month's leave. During this period, Deputy Director Duan Lingyu was under tremendous pressure. Duan Lingyu was a man with slightly graying temples but a face still young and handsome, with the bearing of an ancient noble young master. He was formerly a teacher at Pingjiang Martial Arts University, known as Shenyang Sword, who a few years ago broke through the third barrier and became a martial arts master, designated by the Martial Arts Department to the Pingjiang Police Station. Lu Jun came in, and Duan Lingyu asked, "How is it? Was the disappearance of the student from the Martial Arts Academy caused by void things?" Lu Jun shook his head and said, "It might not be." He conveyed Jai Xuantong's analysis to Duan Lingyu. Duan Lingyu's expression changed. "I also participated in the roundup operation. Could this guy be seeking revenge from me as well?" Lu Jun stated, "He probably picks on the softer targets, not daring to confront the police directly." Duan Lingyu looked puzzled. "Is Jai Xuantong all right?" "Nothing's wrong. He seems to be moving back to Sioux City Dragon Marshal." "It's also a solution. Send a message to the police and social martial artists involved in the roundup operation to be cautious. Those who can should live on campus. Although we can't be sure that it's Tang Zheng, it's better to be safe than sorry." Lu Jun suggested, "Sir, should we send a request to the security department to have a martial arts grandmaster come and safeguard Pingjiang? I suspect that Tang Zheng has already advanced to grandmaster." Duan Lingyu's face grew solemn, and after a deep thought he said, "It's possible. Tang Zheng might be wicked, but his talent was indeed exceptional. Initially, every top martial university was competing for him, but he stayed in Pingjiang claiming admiration for Cold Mountain Elder with ulterior motives." As they were chatting, the long-absent director Liu walked in. His gaze was profound, his aura restrained and steady. There's no need for a grandmaster. Feeling director Lu's immense aura like mountains and seas. Duan Lingyu and Lu Jun's faces lit up with joy. Director Lu, have you become a grandmaster? Yes. Several days later, May 25. Sioux City Dragon Marshal. A black car stopped at the school gate. Lu Chenju, accompanied by two senior sisters, went out to greet them. Lu Chenju opened the car door, and Jai Xuantong Shiru Yu, as well as the senior sister's mother, alighted with complex expressions. Lu Chenju had come to understand the whole matter. He said, "Master, from now on, just focus on your cultivation at school. If there's any difficulty, just tell me. It would be good for a disciple to repay the kindness you've shown." Lu Chenju had long wanted Jai Xuantong to move back to Sioux City Dragon Marshal. The chaotic situation was worsening, and even martial artists could not sit idly by. Jai Xuantong sighed. It's embarrassing to graduate and still need the school's protection. King Shin Kang said, "There's nothing shameful about it. Staying alive is what's most important." Although they were not certain if it was Tang Zheng seeking revenge. But they, disciples of the same line, always prioritized caution. "It's a good arrangement, Dad. Not running the martial arts academy is fine. With your capabilities, working as a teaching assistant at the school can also earn money, and we can all stay together. I've also earned some great merit, and you haven't asked for it from me." She patted her chest, her spirit buoyant. She believed that her future achievements would surpass those of her father. Taking care of her old father was no issue. Shiruyu, holding her mother's hand, said, "Master, then let my mom still stay at your place, and when I'm qualified to stay at the school, I'll bring her here. Thanks for your trouble." Lu Chenju said, "Sister, Anne can also stay at my place." After all, the elders were bored at home, and there were many rooms in the villa. Jai Chuantong, watching the three, said with a complex look, "Don't worry, although I'm no longer running the martial arts academy, I won't fall into the desperate state you imagine. At least taking a few years off for full-time cultivation is not a problem." He had spent the past years focusing on earning money. He had even sold the villa and the luxury cars of Pingjiang Mansion. These things were useless in the current world anyway. He no longer planned to leave Sioux City Dragon Marshal. Even if he had no abilities, he would find a school job and rely on staying there. For example, being a library administrator was pretty good. With a martial arts great grandmaster safeguarding the school, he didn't believe Tang Zheng would risk getting captured to assassinate him, as he was only a small figure in the roundup operation back then. King Shin Kang said, "The school doesn't have that many accommodations for now. Until the new apartment buildings are complete, you can temporarily live with me. It will be good for me to guide your cultivation." Jai Chuntong smiled bashfully. "Sorry for troubling you, master." King Shin Kang waved his hand and turned around. "You should have broken through the second barrier earlier. Now you're anxious, aren't you?" And just like that, the four people from Flying Swallow Martial Arts Academy moved into Dragon City Martial Arts University. This was the implicit benefit of a top martial university. Once you become a martial artist, you can return and stay at the school anytime, and the school would provide protection, ensuring your safety amid the chaotic world. Of course, having lost the financial source of the martial arts academy, Jai Chuantong would eventually run out of money. He would have to, like ordinary students, undertake various tasks to earn money. Chapter 263, 186 Tiger Spirit Perfection, Heavenly Destiny Mystic Tiger, descends to Born in Summer. 8K seeking monthly tickets and subscriptions, /3. Xiao Zhao disappeared near the Martial Arts Academy. Although it had nothing to do with the Flying Swallow Martial Arts Hall, Jai Chuantong couldn't help feeling uneasy and provided his family with some consolation money. May 26th, Arrest Day. At the homeroom teacher's house, 3 generations of master and disciples gathered for a meal and a chat. King Shin Kang inquired, "Have all those miscellaneous affairs at the martial arts hall been dealt with?" Jai Chuantong, "Yes, I've also rented out the venue and exchanged it for some great medicine money." The 3 disciples quietly ate their meal. Jai Chuantong asked, "Ruyu, you are almost at 9th rank, right?" Shiruyu nodded and said with a smile, "I should reach 9th rank in the second half of the year." Jai Chuantong stated, "Then try to reach 10th rank before you're 27. That way, it's relatively safer to break the first shackles before you turn 30. You, a child of sudden enlightenment, still have potential to dig into. It's fine to be slow in the beginning, be steady and thorough, and then you can exert your full strength later. Mental, Jai confidently said. I will reach 10th rank next year. Jai Chuantong glanced at her and retorted. You'd better make sure your actions match your words. Feiyin would only be 23 the next year, and if nothing unexpected occurred, she had a chance to become a martial artist before turning 26. For the non-genius class, becoming a martial artist before 30 was already quite good. Of course, breaking through the shackles was as hard as reaching the heavens. No one knew if either of the two women would end up wasting their years stuck before the shackles. Jai Chuantong was merely estimating based on an ideal state. The only one Jai Chuantong felt truly at ease about was Lu Chenju. With this thought in mind, he looked at the young man who was eating and asked, Chenju, do you think you'll have a chance to break the shackles this year? Lu Chenju looked up and said, It's difficult. I've only just opened the Yanglao acupoint, the 23rd acupoint, and there are still 7 acupoints left unopened. Unless I can open 1 acupoint per month subsequently, otherwise, there's no chance. King Shin Kang said, The way of opening acupoints should not be rushed. Just follow your own pace. Once you perfect your fist technique, the time needed for opening acupoints will correspondingly increase. When you've become a martial artist, you could also purchase some great medicine that aids in opening acupoints. Lu Chenju asked, There's such great medicine? King Shin Kang confirmed. Yes, but such medicinal concoctions are extremely rare, currently only available to martial artists of the genius class, or those whom the school believes have the potential to break through to martial arts grandmaster. They're prohibitively expensive, and their effects merely serve as icing on the cake. Lu Chenju inwardly gasped. Medicine that helps in opening acupoint surely costs a fortune. Opening acupoints was the greatest challenge in the martial arts world. Although his progress in opening acupoints was faster than that of others in the genius class, it was mostly due to hard work with the martial arts tree. He spent 7 hours every day practicing Heavenly Pile. Still, he could only barely maintain openings acupoints every 40 to 50 days. The specific difficulty varied by acupoint. After becoming a martial artist, the difficulty of opening acupoints would certainly increase. He was also worried about being hindered by the opening of acupoints. After all, there were only 24 hours in a day. He needed rest and to practice his fist technique. It was not possible to spend all his time on opening acupoints. Hearing about the supporting great medicine, he felt a sigh of relief. Anything that can be solved with money is not a problem. Jai Chuantong also felt somewhat envious in his heart. As an ordinary martial artist, he had no qualifications to exchange for enlightenment elixirs. Just have to keep on enduring. Now, without the distractions of martial arts hall affairs, he was able to dedicate himself entirely to work hard for a few years, hoping to break the second shackles in his 60s. Becoming a martial arts master would make earning money easier. At the very least, he could remain at the school as a teacher. Ordinary martial artists were not qualified to teach at top martial universities. At most, they could be assistants. As the meal neared its end, King Shin Kang proposed. In the future, on days off at noon, our sect can gather here for a meal. If anyone has any difficulties or ideas, they can be brought up. Jai Feiyin raised both hands in support and exclaimed, Great, a gathering every week. Shi Ryu also nodded with a smile. She particularly enjoyed chatting with her sect family and friends, although the content of these conversations always returned to one common theme, Lu Chenju. But this feeling of having something in the human world to care about was truly wonderful. Affection was an anchor on the path of martial arts. Otherwise, it was easy to gradually lose one's humanity while chasing the lofty pursuit of heavenly heart. After the meal, King Shin Kang announced, Our small gathering is over, everyone keep working hard. The 3 true inheritors bid farewell to their master and grandmaster, and each left. Watching the energetic trio depart, both grandmaster and master looked on with a hint of emotion. Being young is truly wonderful. At 8 o'clock that night, inside the practice room, Lu Chenju stood still to regulate his breathing. He had just finished browsing the campus network. The Super Leaping Dragon tournament was scheduled to start on June 30th, with the venue at Dragon City headquarters. He had 1 more month. Improve as much as possible and be without regrets. He looked at the martial arts tree. Tiger Spirit Divine Fist had achieved great success at 100% the day before yesterday, and he aimed to push it to perfection in one go. He had a strong feeling that it would happen today. The improvement in tiger form fist theory filled him with confidence. Inviting tiger to possess. Lu Chenju inhaled deeply. His qi line flowed through his many acupoints like clouds flowing through the sky. Stimulated by this, mysterious power filled his body, and his aura surged, nearly on par with those with an 8-point qi blood level, already reaching the extreme limit under martial artist status. Tiger God summoning wind. Tiger God shaking mountain. Tiger spirit demonic. The tiger spirit divine fist consisted of only 12 moves, not many variations, but each move was solid and robust, enhancing one's own aura, an invincible fist move. After a year and a half and thousands of rehearsals, these 12 moves were thoroughly ingrained in Lu Chenju's heart. First sequence, second sequence, third sequence. As he practiced, Lu Chenju kept reflecting on the mysteries of tiger form fist theory. In a trance, his spirit seemed to travel through ancient times to see the dusty pages of past eras, witnessing a colossal black tiger. The black tiger stood in the mountain forests, its gaze calm and domineering. Chapter 264, 186 Tiger Spirit Perfection, Heavenly Destiny Mystic Tiger, descends to born in summer. 8K seeking monthly tickets and subscriptions, /4. Lu Chenju stepped forward, trying to approach the black tiger. When only 10 steps remained, his figure turned illusory and fragmented, dissolving into nothingness before the black tiger. In an instant, Lu Chenju awoke as if from a dream. Still yearning for more, he continued to practice his fist technique. His entire being exuded the ancient rhythm of the tiger form divine intent. Once again, he found himself in the forest, where the black tiger lay coiled atop a towering cliff, its tiger eyes overlooking thousands of mountains and rivers and the multitude of living beings. Lu Chenju approached the black tiger once more. This time at 9 steps away, his figure disintegrated. Continue. Endurance now one of Lu Chenju's virtues. He sensed that if he could touch the black tiger, he would comprehend deeper aspects of the tiger form divine intent and break through his martial arts realm. On his third attempt, Lu Chenju disintegrated 8 steps away from the black tiger. On the 9th attempt, 2 steps. On the 10th, a mere step away. Lu Chenju's momentum surged. His eyes blazed brightly as he extended his right hand. The black tiger atop the mountain peak suddenly stood up. Its breathing thunderous, it stepped through empty space, its elegant paws descending upon a ground of scattered bones and a boundless sea of blood materializing beneath them. Its gaze divine, reflecting Lu Chenju's face. Roar! The black tiger roared toward the heavens. In an instant, across miles of mountains and rivers, countless birds and beasts soared into the air. Above in the sky, clouds churned like dragon scales, revealing a cyan-scaled dragon with deer antlers and eagle eyes, extending its 100-jang-long body among them. The black tiger lowered its head and gently touched Lu Chenju's right hand. In a blink, its figure shattered, transforming into a black whirlwind that howled and rushed into Lu Chenju's body. All was illusion, as fleeting and intangible as dreams and shadows, as swift and transitory as lightning and dew. In the practice room, Lu Chenju opened his eyes, his mind shocked. So this is what it truly means to invoke the divine. That sensation felt as if the black tiger genuinely existed, too real to be a mere dream, leaving him bewildered like Zhuangzhou in his butterfly dream, unfathomable. Reflecting on the enlightenment and state he had just experienced, a sense of clarity emerged within him. The martial arts of De Zia are divided into 3 trainings. The first trains the body and his essence, the second momentum, which is qi, the third the spirit, which is God. Cultivating essence, qi, and spirit together is the martial arts that lead directly to the path to heaven, and fist theory is one of the methods to train the spirit. As fist theory elevates, one's martial wisdom and comprehension also rise, which in turn sublimates the mind and spirit. In conclusion, the ethereal fist theory offered manifold benefits. If he hadn't reached the third realm in fist theory, breaking through in this first-class martial arts in just a few days would have been impossible. He remembered that it took several days to reach perfection in Black Tiger Fist. Even though his comprehension had improved, such a drastic transformation seemed unlikely. The key lay in fist theory. In the world of martial arts, Western fighters value the physical body most, followed by qi and the spirit. For the spirit-focused martial arts system in Po-Siu ancient country, it's the opposite. They regard spiritual ascension as the path to transcendence, advocating shedding the limited mortal shell and embracing the infinite spiritual realm, viewing the physical body as nothing more than a worthless vessel and a limitation of humanity. Different martial arts, each with their own characteristics. At his current realm, Lu Chenju did not dare to make definitive claims, but he knew that the martial arts of essence, qi, and spirit were indeed most suitable for the physique and culture of Dazia's people. Nevertheless, I can exchange pointers with experts of other martial arts systems at the upcoming All-Nations Martial Arts Tournament to broaden my horizons and experience the cultural ambience of exotic realms. Martial arts were not just a method of cultivation. They were also a representation of the spiritual and cultural heritage of a nation and civilization. At 10 o'clock at night, Lu Chenju regulated his breathing, recalling the enlightenment from invoking the tiger god. At the same time, within his 23 open acupoints, a mysterious power surged forth like floodgates opening, flowing through his veins and arteries and channeling into every limb and bone. Reviving and nourishing, it dispelled weariness, with billions of cells absorbing the mystical essence voraciously, even mending some long-standing minor ailments from continuous sparring and fist practice, reconstructing wounded areas. The comfort of a long-awaited rain after drought allowed Lu Chenju to close his eyes and savor the moment as his qi blood abundantly saturated every muscle and cell, swollen as a waterlogged sponge, unable to absorb a single additional drop of the surplus energy, which transformed into wisps of invisible mist and dispersed through the pores of his skin. Lu Chenju watched the energy dissipate, feeling a twinge of regret. It's really saturated. Originally, he had considered not advancing in other martial arts to perfection until after becoming a martial artist to boost his qi blood. But his teacher had told him that after becoming a martial artist, even first-class martial arts would have minimal impact on qi blood enhancement. Only true skill would suffice. Beneath his protective gear, his muscles swollen, a sign of reaching the preliminary limit of qi blood without being able to control his power well. This would recede after some time. 8 points is the limit before breaking the shackles, and not a hint more can be accommodated unless there are special heavenly materials and earthly treasures, or certain martial bone Dao embryos. There is a type of martial bone Dao embryo called endless sea of qi, which grants its possessor a higher human potential, breaking the 8-point limit. There were rumors that years ago, a student from Dragon City Martial Arts University discovered he hadn't broken his shackles, yet his qi blood had reached 8.5 points, later identified as innate qi C. The gap between 8.5 and 8 points is considerable. Such individuals may not cultivate as fast as those with perverse martial bone Dao embryos, but due to their higher human potential, they can become an unbeatable force at their level, ease through breaking their shackles, and with steady progress, they can go far on the martial arts path, no less remarkable than those born with innate 9 apertures. Chapter 265. 186 Tiger Spirit Perfection, Heavenly Destiny Mystic Tiger descends to born in summer. 8K seeking monthly tickets and subscriptions, /5. Let's go see the qi blood value. What if it broke 8? Lu Chenju put on his clothes and ran to the qi blood measurement room. After completing the basic boxing, the machine issued a prompt. Qi blood value, 8 points. Congratulations, you have reached the current realm's limit. Please break through the shackles before measuring again. Alright, I really don't have the martial bone Dao embryo. Lu Chenju had no expectations, so he wasn't disappointed. My ranking on the hidden dragon list should go up a bit tomorrow. He returned home and looked at the martial arts tree. The leaves of Tiger Spirit Divine Fist had blossomed and bore fruit, yielding a vermilion fruit as rosy as the dawn, brimming with divine radiance. From his observation, the color of the divine seed didn't represent its quality, but seemed more like an indicator of the latent attributes of the martial art. Generally speaking, the color red represents the fire element. Tiger Spirit Divine Fist, therefore, likely leans towards the fire element fist. The fire element is known for its power and explosive force, unmatched in slaughter. Martial arts have fist theory personality. The 5 elements are their traits. Bear form fist, as heavy as a mountain. Swallow form fist, as light and airy as the wind, as changeable as water. Tiger form fist, at times like a mountain breeze, at others like a mountain fire. Dragon form fist, the most complex, where anything is possible, differing attributes often related to the main acupoint properties stimulated by various martial arts. On the new Divine Seed, characters coalesced into form. Divine Seed Heavenly Destiny Mystic Tiger, 3rd rank. hidden within the Yancha acupoint. Heavenly Destiny Mystic Tiger, descending to give birth to Dazia. Effect 1. Tiger Wisdom at level 3, enhances some universal fist technique comprehension. Effect 2. Tiger Form at level 3, enhances some Tiger Form fist boxing comprehension. Effect 3. Tiger Spirit, connects to the aggregated intent of historical Tiger Form fist predecessors left as marks in the river of time, stimulating human acupoints, invoking the mystic tiger. Once activated, it lasts for 1 minute, enhancing some aura, chi blood, and Tiger Form fist boxing power. The emitted fearsome aura can psychologically deter enemies and inflict some true damage on evil spirits. Effect 4. Tiger Cave, increases the speed of acupoint cultivation somewhat. Lu Chenju pondered the effects of the divine seed. No need to elaborate on Effect 1 and Effect 2, they were as he had anticipated. Effect 3 should be what Hong Fu mentioned, the Tiger Spirit Evil God. The teacher said it was the embryonic form of a martial artist's chi po, capable of deterring enemies and void things. When he practiced boxing, the giant black tiger he fleetingly perceived through the Tiger Form fist divine intent was the heavenly heart brand left by numerous Tiger Form fist elders throughout history, the embodiment of powerful martial arts will, transcending ancient and modern times. Thus, some say that fist techniques are a bridge for martial artists of past and present to meet across time. Human strength may have limits, but the everlasting martial arts will knows no end. This sounds mystical, yet it exists between the ethereal and the real. The best authority on this matter comes from the spirit martial arts cultivators of the ancient Po Suo country. The third on the all nations ranking, Po Suo Emperor Dai Hengyan, is a spiritual sovereign whose formidable spiritual power can reveal holiness across distances and construct a spirit kingdom within the body. Within the spirit kingdom, illusions mimic reality, even suppressing void things. Dazia martial artists also have their martial arts inner realm. As for deterring enemies and evil spirits with aura, it should be a premium version of the Tiger Evil feature, greatly beneficial to him for hunting void things and cultivating through sparring in the future. The only thing puzzling Lu Chenju was Effect 4, Tiger Cave. Lu Chenju mused. Neither Hong Fu nor Li Gui mentioned that, after mastering this fist technique, it would benefit the opening of acupoints. Across the world, I haven't heard of such martial arts. Even if they exist, they must be divine skills or extraordinary methods. It's unlikely that even the creator of Tiger Spirit Divine Fist Boxing, Po Suo Emperor Dai Hengyan, knew that this technique could speed up acupoint cultivation. This must be the special grace of the martial arts tree. He was exceedingly excited. Increasing the speed of acupoint cultivation, even if only by a little, was incredibly defying. After all, this entirely depended on hard work and innate physical endowments, or the priceless Dazia elixir and heavenly materials and earthly treasures that merely gilded the lily. Even now, acupoint opening was becoming somewhat strenuous for him. The effects of this divine seed were undoubtedly like adding fuel to the fire. Let's not forget that upon integration, as the divine seed level increases, its exclusive effects can also be enhanced. His speed in opening acupoints could accelerate further. Coupled with martial arts elixirs and extending the time spent practicing stances, even at the martial artist realm, he could maintain his current acupoint opening speed or even surpass it. As he continued to level up the divine seed in the future, maybe his acupoint cultivation speed wouldn't match that of the abnormally gifted Kangshan Dragon King, but it should not be slower than someone with innate 9 apertures. If he could cultivate similar divine seeds in the future, he could stack and elevate their effects. Acupoints would never become his limitation. Martial arts tree, truly full of surprises. He remembered that the special effect Tiger Evil of Black Tiger Fist had been condensed by the martial arts tree. Other Black Tiger Fist cultivators, even if they reach perfection, might not be able to use Tiger Evil Chi. Now this Tiger Cave was also exclusive to Lu Chenju. It's getting late, time to sleep. Lu Chenju, unusually, did not practice his golden body skill. He had taken leave from Chenju in advance to break through the realm for Tiger Spirit Divine Fist Boxing. Combining work with rest, today was a day of celebration, a holiday for his body. The next day, early in the morning after completing Iron Crotch skill, Lu Chenju checked his phone. Your Hidden Dragon list points have increased by 3,000, and your Hidden Dragon list ranking has risen to 455th. At the same time, there was a message from Li Gui. Chenju, have you broken through the realm of tiger spirit divine fist boxing? Has your chi blood reached 8 points? As a teacher, Li Gui kept an eye on Lu Chenju's ranking changes every day. Today 15,000, seeking a monthly ticket. Chapter 266, 187 Dantian Power 3K. Yes, teacher, I just had a breakthrough last night. Lu Chenju replied to the message, and then went to practice his boxing. Originally, he wanted to try whether he could integrate the essence of Tiger Spirit Divine Fist with Black Tiger Mountain Venerate Fist, but there was no corresponding option emerging on the martial arts tree. It must be that his current understanding of fist theory still lacked proper fire control. He wasn't in a hurry, he would take his time. At 2 p.m. Fist Technique class, in the Tiger Form practice room. Li Gui stood with his hands clasped behind his back, watching Lu Chenju approaching. He raised his eyebrows slightly, and his fists collided, creating an invisible tiger's momentum rising behind him. In Lu Chenju's mind, it seemed as though a giant iron-cast tiger emerged. This was the teacher's tiger's momentum. Li Gui's arms, covered with the pattern of a green python, extended from the sleeves of his training clothes, well-proportioned and muscular. With an expressionless face, he said, "Come at me with 2 moves, let's see your strength." Lu Chenju's battle intent ignited, his eyes fierce as a tiger's. "All right. Give it your all, don't worry about injuring me." Lu Chenju crossed his arms, took a deep breath, his acupoints trembling. A mysterious power boiled within, his heart intent communicated with the heavenly heart mark, and an invisible divine intent mystic tiger, spanning across time, carrying the will of infinite martial artists, descended mightily. The mystic tiger entered his body, and Lu Chenju's momentum surged yet again, feeling as if he was breaking free from shackles. Li Gui laughed. Good, Tiger Spirit Divine Fist has reached mastery. At that moment, he had no more doubts. Being able to evoke the aura of Tiger Spirit Evil God and connect to the heavenly heart mark in the profound mysteries, this fist technique had already reached its peak, arriving at the end realm. In fact, not all practitioners of Tiger Spirit Divine Fist could immediately manifest the aura of Tiger Spirit Evil God after reaching perfection, nor could everyone communicate with the heavenly heart mark of the tiger form. This thing truly tested one's momentum and fist theory, profound and unfathomable. Boom! Li Gui stepped forward, leaping like a tiger over a ravine, covering a distance of 30 feet, surrounded by a tangible, ferocious wind formed by the rippling air, sending sand and rocks flying. Lu Chenju's robe made a whipping sound as he shifted his right foot to the side, twisted his body, and with a clockwise turn of his vibrating arms, he slapped Li Gui's fist and used the force to spin around. Not bad. Li Gui smiled slightly, going with the flow. His fist eerily made a full twist, like a twisted breadstick stacking up, then suddenly snapped straight, propelling the force of the punch. Lu Chenju was spun out, his leg whipping through the air. He thought to himself, "Teacher, you're going off the books here." This technique was clearly something of martial artists. The master and disciple exchanged blows, with Li Gui nonchalantly neutralizing all of Lu Chenju's attacks, sensing his attack rhythm and strength. 2 starkly different thunderous notes of tiger and leopard rang out in a stirring symphony, one a tiger's roar spanning 90,000 miles, the other weaker yet also sharp and shrill. The young phoenixes cry clear amidst the old phoenix's sound. After a while, the intense combat left Lu Chenju exhausted. His state of Tiger Spirit Evil God was forcibly dissipated by Li Gui, leaving him like a starved and chilly thin tiger. With a gentle push, Li Gui's palm pierced through Lu Chenju's defense and stamped on his chest. Lu Chenju flew backward, hitting the wall and sliding down like paper, which wouldn't have been light if not for the golden film to cushion the blow. Knowing of his strong defense power, Li Gui had applied extra force. Li Gui looked at the sweaty Lu Chenju and commented, "Not bad. If you can maintain today's form in the Super Hidden Dragon Tournament a month from now, you can contend for the top 3. I used a trace of my power during our bout. If you ponder over it carefully, it will aid the 3 forces combined in returning to the innate. Your tiger form fist technique can be considered complete. Next, focus on the heavenly pile, then comes the tiger shadow mysterious steps and hard qigong. You can perfect these 2 after advancing further as a martial artist. The urgent tasks now are the acupoints and the 3 forces combined." Lu Chenju understood his teacher's meticulous care. He clenched his fist in greeting. "Thank you for your guidance, teacher." Li Gui turned and left, a smile spreading across his lips, unable to hide his joy. This good news had to be shared with Hong Fu. Chenju has perfected the tiger spirit divine fist. At Li Gui's home, Hong Fu's voice came from the other end of the phone. Hong Fu calculated that it had only been a year and a half since Chenju started practicing this fist technique. He laughed heartily, standing with his hands on his hips in the office. What do you call a tiger form genius? Li Gui dampened his excitement. The first divine intent realm that Chenju broke through was with the swallow-shaped fist theory. Without a second thought, Hong Fu said, "Then he is a tiger swallow dual form genius." Recalling the moments he taught Lu Chenju fist techniques, Hong Fu added, "And this isn't even the limit for Lu Chenju. When he enrolled last year, I said that one day the boy could top the hidden dragon list. It's only been a year and a half now, and he's already advanced into the top 500, #1 in the branch school." Li Gui remarked, "Indeed, he has managed to connect with the heavenly heart mark already." Hong Fu exclaimed, "What good lad, far better than I was back then." Li Gui said, "To connect with the heavenly heart mark before becoming a martial artist, in my many years of teaching, I've never encountered such a case. This is usually exclusive to martial arts geniuses." Hong Fu said, "Being able to connect with the heavenly heart mark is greatly beneficial to fist technique cultivation. I'm no longer concerned about Chenju's future tiger form true skill cultivation. It won't trip him up. Since ancient times, heavenly intent was hard to seek. The heavenly heart mark, lofty and unfathomable. The earlier the communication, the higher the potential of the person." Your chi blood has already reached 8. Jai Chuantong, who was practicing heavenly pile, widened his eyes in surprise. "Master, I'm returning home, just to let you know." Lu Chenju hurried away, leaving Jai Chuantong standing there stunned. At that moment, Qingshan Kang passed by and smiled, saying, "What's the matter? Are you worried that I was right? I suspect Chenju has broken through the second shackle and you're still here grinding away. Jai, ignite yourself." Jai Chuantong had intended to say it was impossible. Later, after some thought, he smiled and said, "If Chenju can surpass me, that would be excellent. As the saying goes, the new waves of the Yangtze River push the old waves forward, and a student surpassing the teacher is the natural order. As his master, I'm very gratified." Qingshan Kang glanced at him and said, "A plethora of excuses." Chenjiu's practice room. The sound of thunderous explosions reverberated through the skies. Striking slaps against Lu Chenju's body sounded like tempestuous waves. After class, Chenju asked, "Did you take leave yesterday because of a breakthrough realm?" "Yes." "Has your chi blood reached the shackles?" Just the acupoint and 3 forces combined left." "Not bad. I have some notes on the 3 forces combined that you can take a look at. I too have low-class root bone, so maybe they'll be of some use to you." "Thank you, teacher." Chenju pulled a notebook from the bookshelf. "Cultivation Notes Chenju." Lu Chenju respectfully accepted it with both hands, treasuring it like a sacred gift. Before leaving, Chenju said indifferently, "Good luck in the hidden dragon competition. Shine for our branch school." "I will," Lu Chenju confidently replied with a smile. Chenju closed his eyes and continued practicing heavenly pile. This kid, he's finally going to become a martial artist. A martial artist is the starting point of the path to transcendence. Old-time martial artists often referred to those who hadn't broken through their shackles as postnatal experts. Combining the 3 forces, developing the martial arts' internal realm, that's the mark of an innate expert. The young tiger of Sioux City is finally maturing. Inside the villa, Lu Chenju looked at the martial arts tree. Martial art. Tiger shadow mysterious steps. Small success 33%. 18 Arhat's golden body skill. Mastery 18%. Iron crotch skill. Great success 30%. Cultivation technique. Dragon and tiger heavenly pile. Acupoint 24 3%. The main fist technique has been mastered, saving me 3 hours daily. Now I will raise heavenly pile from 7 hours to 9 hours, with another hour to use freely. With the tiger cave effect boosting me, opening an acupoint within a month shouldn't be an issue. For a pre-martial artist, longer isn't always better for heavenly pile cultivation. Wu Zun, the teacher, recommended not to exceed 10 hours daily. Too long could be unbearable for one without a martial artist's willpower. Lu Chenju wouldn't dare try carelessly. Hours was enough. According to the school's research, the average student at Dragon Martial practices Heavenly Pile for 4 hours. As a martial artist, Lu Chenju could then reduce his rest and sleep. The human body, once breaking its shackles, would manage with fewer hours. After becoming a martial arts grandmaster, one could be like an immortal without the need for rest, using martial arts to substitute sleep. A little bit of cultivation daily would ensure normal energy levels. Of course, those who enjoy it would still sleep. Sleeping is, after all, one of the greatest pleasures of humanity. For hard Qigong, continue as usual with the same rhythm and timing. There's no need to increase for now, just spend the free time practicing movement techniques. After replanning his training schedule, Lu Chenju opened Chenju's notes. They weren't thick, but contained the teacher's experiences and essential insights, things not taught in the classroom and invaluable beyond money. The topics ranged from the 3 forces combined to opening the acupoint, dragon form fist, and hard Qigong. Lu Chenju started to read diligently through the section on the 3 forces combined, as if Chenju, the high-ranking expert from the mystic list, was instructing him by his side. Ming force is for training the whole body, concentrating all one's strength. This is the baseline for throwing punches. If one doesn't even know how to fully exert their force, how can they talk about throwing punches? Practitioners of Baji Fist like to make an impactful force heard where their punches land, which is an ultimate application of Ming force. The dark force is the internal power of the organs and bones, meant to unleash the bottled-up strength along with the martial artist's essence, qi, and spirit in a single strike. Ming force and dark force, like 2 sides of a leaf, are inherently connected. A true martial arts master will never intentionally distinguish between the two, for when they punch, it's always a full-body strongest force that naturally includes both visible and invisible strength. Hua Realm is not only a technique for deflecting and defending, but also a means of transforming force. It's the bridge between Ming and dark forces. Western fighters like to misinterpret Hua Realm as merely a high-level defensive technique, which is incorrect in my view. Hua is profound, signifying dissolution, utilization, and creation. Everything can be transformed. Thus, when combining the 3 forces, one should attempt to bridge Ming and dark forces through Hua Realm in continuous combat, turning Ming into dark, transforming dark into Ming, eventually achieving the state where Ming contains dark, dark contains transformation, and the 3 forces are indistinguishable. Consolidate the core, guarding one's essence within the Danshan, where the 3 forces intertwine to give birth to a sense of power. This sense of power has been labeled by some grandmasters as Dan-Tian power, a fitting term. Chapter 267, 188 GF Battle Post 4K. His notes were merely 1,000 words. After reading, Lu Chenju had an epiphany. Chenju's explanation was clear and profound, and he found it very useful. Hua Realm acts as a bond, indeed an interesting concept. For a long time, Lu Chenju had approached the Hua Realm more as a defensive strategy. Little did he know that this was a lower-grade approach. Hua Realm can be used for both offense and defense, capable of transforming anything. Refine the 3 forces techniques in battle, ultimately achieving unity. The best battle is undoubtedly real combat. However, Lu Chenju currently didn't have the means to, as he couldn't just take on tasks daily just to achieve the unity of 3 forces. Traveling to and fro would take considerable time. And now, with the chaos in Sioux City and the likely return of Tang Zheng, what if he directed his vendetta against his master towards him? He dared not step out lightly. He also lacked the qualifications and strength to enter the Void Realm to hunt. Thus, the solution was sparring. Lu Chenju opened the Genius class group. He pondered. I've sparred with my classmates in the Genius class many times, and we're very familiar with each other, easily breaking each other's moves. It's boring. Let's make a big move. Spar with different people from various factions and boxing lineages, which is immensely beneficial. Lu Chenju opened the campus online forum. Having been at the school for so long, he had always lurked. Using his official account, he made his first post. From June 1st to June 29th, I will be at the public arena at noon for half an hour each day. During this period, I welcome any student above 7th rank and below martial artists to challenge me. Winners will receive 10 great merits, and losers need not pay anything. This move is to make friends through martial arts. Clearly, he was seeking a substantial challenge. This type of battle invitation wasn't unusual at the school. Often they were minor disputes similar to arranging a fight with witnesses. Some also issued broad challenges on the forum with the intent to make money. Winning means earning and losing means paying. Lu Chenju opted not to set any penalty for losing, fearing no one would come to challenge him since he was the top student of the branch school, and normally, no one could match him. Setting the restriction above third rank was to prevent novices from simply messing around. The weak couldn't help him refine his understanding of the three forces. After posting, Lu Chenju went asleep. The internal school network, whether the main campus or branches, was interconnected. Tonight happened to be peak traffic period, with many students browsing the forum. Suddenly, a post caught everyone's attention. After reading it, students were greatly shaken. Many left comments in haste. Is he challenging the entire Sioux City Dragon Marshal? Winning earns great merits, losing costs nothing. How bold. Is this the spirit of the genius class? Tomorrow, the whole Sioux City Dragon Marshal will be buzzing. And not just them. The whole Dragon City Martial Arts University is going to get lively. It wasn't long before Lu Chenju's post garnered hundreds of comments, including from many graduates who still had access to the Dragon City campus network. In an ordinary class dormitory, Shiruyu had just finished her cultivation. After opening the forum, she was astounded. Junior brother, so audacious. She planned to watch the excitement tomorrow. She could somewhat guess her junior brother's intention. Through countless battles, to comprehend the unity of three forces, she had a premonition that the tranquil Sioux City Dragon Martial branch was about to be ignited. A single person challenging the entire school was an act of sheer audacity. Inside the genius class group, the engrossed peers also began to show up. Ziohe Chenju awesome. Chen Zion, my brother Lu is so cool. Wang Hongdao, it's been a long while since I've fought with brother Lu. Old Tian, Chenju has money, huh? Defending for half an hour, what if someone takes you down with successive challenges? Isn't that a big loss of 10 great merits? Leopard woman, you underestimate his stamina, I understand it well. Zhu Xingkang, this is fun, I might also post a challenge soon. Yao Cheng, Chenju, are you at your limit attempting to achieve the three forces unity? For a moment, everyone was so excited they couldn't sleep. Being young and spirited, who wouldn't want to be like Lu Chenju? This young man is really applying what he's learned, Chenju said, smiling at his villa. His wife, looking at his smartphone, gently smiled and said, I remember you orchestrated something similar back then, didn't you? It was your post that made me notice you. Time flies, the past reemerges. Chenju remarked nostalgically. He's playing it even bigger. At the Dragon City main campus, Li Fu, looking at the post, clicked his tongue in amazement. One man against the whole school, what audacity. He opened his smartphone. Many in Dragon Ascending Class 9 were discussing the matter. Everyone lamented that the martial artists graduated too early. Otherwise, they would surely fly to Sioux City to meet this presumptuous Lu Chenju. The next day, when Lu Chenju awoke, he found thousands of notifications for comments on his post. So many people joining in the excitement. He felt a surge of battle intent within. After calming his emotions, he resumed practicing iron crotch skill. In the morning class, Zio He and others gathered around. Chenju, are you really planning to fight for a month? Yes. I bet people from the main campus will come to challenge you, too conspicuous. All the better. Chen Zion applauded and said, Cool, now we'll watch you conquer the entire school. At the training field. At noon, Lu Chenju arrived as promised. By then, the arena was surrounded by a crowd, most of whom were there to watch the excitement. Lu Chenju is here. Such confidence, I wonder if he can hold the arena for half an hour. Lu Chenju stepped onto the arena and confidently looked down, speaking. Chapter 268, 188 GF Battle Post 4K/2. Is anyone here to challenge? The once lively scene fell silent. Not to mention rising to third rank, even those at the extreme limit realm hesitated to take the stage. Lu Chenju was the tough one, who had squarely defeated Wang Hongdao. Seeing the hesitant crowd, Lu Chenju smiled and said, There is no penalty for failure, so there is no need to be so tense. How about this? Those beneath 10th rank can form a team to come up on stage, no more than 3 people. If you can defeat me, I will give each of you 10 great merits, but if you still lose as a team, each of you will have to give me 1 great merit. Is that acceptable? Single combat rules remain unchanged. His words set the crowd abuzz. Are you serious? Even 3 ninth ranks? A ninth rank expert from the ordinary second class asked. Lu Chenju smiled and said, as long as you're below 10th rank, you can form a team. All right, I'll call 2 brothers over. Before long, 3 ninth rank experts took the stage. Class 2 Su Ran Crane forms 9th rank. Class 2 Chen Kun Tiger form 9th rank. Class 2 Mo Wenwo Mantis Fist 9th rank. The 3 ninth rank experts surrounded Lu Chenju. Lu Chenju, serious-faced and cupping his fist, smiled and said, I only have half an hour, come at me all at once. The number of spectators below the stage grew increasingly large, as today was the first day, bound to be the most lively, and once everyone got used to it, fewer would be inclined to watch just for the excitement. That is, unless someone on the level of the Dragon City 10 dared to challenge Lu Chenju. Huh? Crane formed Su Ran's sword like a white crane, gliding to Lu Chenju's side, intending to use his agility to tie down Lu Chenju, allowing the tiger form and the mantis fist to lead the main assault. The trio were not randomly matched, but strategically paired. Together, they would be a challenge even for an ordinary 10th rank. Even veteran 10th ranks might be defeated. So they wagered, thinking one great merit was not a big loss. Su Ran in his crane form stretched his wings wide, using his arms like blades, sliding across an arc in the air, slashing at Lu Chenju's face. Lu Chenju raised his right hand, pondering the 3 forces combined method mentioned by Chenju, and lightly flicked outward, his arm snapping forward, trying to release both his visible and invisible power. Su Ran was repelled, his hand stinging painfully. Hiss, is this the power of someone at the extreme limit realm? Though he managed to defend against the opponent's attack, Lu Chenju furrowed his brows. No, that's not it. The tiger claw and the mantis fist continued to strike from behind and the side. Lu Chenju's face turned thoughtful as he morphed into a fierce tiger weaving through the dense array of punches, actively striking out. His tendons and bones sang in unison, every pore in his body trembling as he breathed, stirring up the dark force and visible force around him. Black Tiger Mountain Venerate Mountain Shattering Palm. A fierce palm pressed down hard on Chen Kun's tiger claw. An impulsive surge of dark force followed, and with a snap, the man's arm muscles piled up layer by layer, the power coursing back like a flood, eventually blasting open a wave of chi at his chest and hurling him out of the ring. The watching crowd gasped and stepped back. Damn, knocked clean off the stage with a single punch. On the stage, the color drained from the remaining 2 contestants' faces. They roared out loud, executing their deadliest techniques. Mantis Fist Skyward Sword Splitting Mountain. Pine Crane Torrential Palm Chain. Lu Chenju's eyes showed no opponents, immersed in his own thoughts, relying on bodily instinct, his form shifting left and right, successively striking with 2 palms. Smack! Smack! 2 figures staggered back, their faces pale and full of shock. We're completely outclassed. This guy, he's probably nearing a martial artist. The pair, unconvinced, charged in once more. Lu Chenju's mind echoed with Chenju's words. Use your power as the beam, the visible and invisible as the bridge. This time, he chose to adopt a defensive posture against his opponents, which allowed him to fight a little longer and to ponder the 3 forces combined method. His goal was not to win, but to learn and comprehend during the exchange. And so, the 2 managed to fight fiercely against Lu Chenju for nearly 10 minutes, which restored some of their confidence. They even began to think Lu Chenju was faltering. There's hope, together we can outlast him. Absolutely, we'll wear him down even if it exhausts us. Down below, Jai Feiyan and Shiruyu felt sorry for the pair. Wear down my junior brother, you're dreaming. A quarter of an hour later. The 2 on the stage were panting heavily, having ceased their assault. The battle had not been long, but it was high intensity. Their bodies and minds had reached their limits. We've lost, the great merits will be transferred to you now. Brother Lu, are you using us for practice? The 2 of them said with wry smiles. Lu Chenju cupped his fists and thanked them. Thanks, everyone, no need for the great merit. If you have friends of similar strength, feel free to bring them over. I'll be here holding the fort every day at noon. He felt he had gained some insight, but he was still lacking in fire control. 3 forces combined was not that simple. Keep the great merit for yourself, it's our lack of skill. The 3 of them readily paid 1 great merit. Lu Chenju asked, anyone else? Silence fell below again. How could they play if even 3 ninth rank couldn't beat him? Just then a heavy figure leaped onto the platform, his presence booming. Wang Hondao's fists collided, bursting with the domineering chi of a whale. He laughed. "Come on, brother Lu." Lu Chenju responded with a slight smile. "Please." Having not sparred for a while, Wang Hondao's strength had improved. Whale and tiger, mountain and sea collided on the platform, the perspiration and passion of their youth shed in the exchange. Facing Wang Hongdao, Lu Chenju didn't need to hold back. Instead, he had to go all out. In the midst of the thrilling battle, he gradually understood the true essence of 3 forces combined, and without realizing it, the time for the day's tournament was coming to an end. Wang Hongdao was panting like an old ox, his training clothes soaked through, his swollen muscles emitting whale-like roars. "Come on, strongest strike." Whale flipping cloud sky strike. An invisible surge of power formed a tornado of chi, kicking up dust. Everyone instinctively backed away from the platform. Lu Chenju charged forward, tearing through the storm. Rushing ahead of the wave, each step built momentum, his posture like a crouching tiger rising to its feet, his fists interweaving light and dark forces, exploding with a boom. Boom! Wang Hongdao staggered back to the edge of the platform. He frowned slightly, looking at Lu Chenju who had barely moved. Wang Hongdao steadied himself and saluted with a fist. "I've lost. I hope today's battle was helpful to brother Lu. Continuing would only result in injury, and that would hinder his own sprint to the martial artist realm." Lu Chenju sincerely said, "Thanks for the instruction, brother Wang. Feel free to come find me anytime." With that, their time was up. He turned and left the platform, disappearing from the crowd's sight. The 2 senior sisters hurriedly followed after him. The onlooking students were deeply moved. Being invincible sure is lonely. That's the gold standard of our branches, number 1. Securing one of the Dragon City 10 is steady. The top seat is hopeful too. Afternoon's fist technique class. After class, Li Gui laughed. Indeed, battling others is the best teacher. Yet, to use Hua Realm as the link and merge the light and dark forces, you'll still need to coordinate the 2 kinds of Hua Realm inside you. Lu Chenju was once again enlightened and pondered quietly. The general disarming, the yin-yang umbrella spinning. While thinking, Lu Chenju practiced his punches. Li Gui quietly closed the door and left, feeling that with Lu Chenju's current spirit and comprehension, he might reach innate strength within the month. A martial arts prodigy. Time flies. Before long, it was June 25th. In the past period, Lu Chenju regularly defended his position every noon, rain or shine, with people from Dragon City's genius classes traveling miles to challenge him. Even Huo Tianyuan from another school made a special trip to Sioux City, and after getting approval to enter, fought hard against Lu Chenju. The end result, naturally, was a resounding defeat. Huo Tianyuan, declaring "I'll be back," returned to the imperial capital. That day on the platform, 5 third-rank masters of the elephant form factions lay on the floor, either clutching their bellies or embracing their knees, moaning in pain, while some, faces red, slipped away from the crowd. He slipped away, 7 couldn't beat 1. This guy's limit is probably taking on 10 at once. He's not even a martial artist yet, is he just messing with us? After today's defense was over, the crowd gradually dispersed. Only Lu Chenju stood alone on the platform, eyes closed, meditating. Within him, the 2 kinds of Hua realm had long since unified into a mixed Hua realm. The changes between light and dark were smoother and more intuitive. Faintly, within his limbs and bones, 2 streams of power, black and white like the yin-yang umbrella, were rotating and merging. Lu Chenju took a deep breath, drawing the chi line into his body, carrying the 2 forces descending towards his dantian. He tried to calm his excitement. So this is 3 forces returned to unity. Chapter 269, 189 innate strength, 3K for monthly tickets and followers. 3 forces combined, power settled at dantian, returned to innate. This is the power of dantian, as noted by Chen Jiu. Lu Chenju focused his attention on the dantian area of his abdomen. In his mind emerged a vast and ethereal cosmic nebula filled with colorful splendor. Stardust burst forth, aggregating to form stars, condensing to form the sun, opening heaven and splitting the earth. Suddenly, 2 enormous hands that could not be measured interfered with the universe, turning the nebula as though a child was stirring a giant water jar with both hands. One hand represented light, the other darkness. One governed the external, the other the internal. Light and darkness combined, internal and external interconnected. Lu Chenju's intangible will sped up the rotation. The hand stirred faster and faster, forming a Tai Kai yin-yang fish that spanned the starry sky. The nebula turned into a vortex, which gradually shrank into a gray dot. The cosmic singularity. Also the martial arts Dantian, the source of myriad forces. Boom! The singularity explosively burst open. A wisp of gray aura grew rapidly in the wind, instantly transforming into an imposing golden tiger phantom that flickered in and out of visibility. It was a wisp of innate power. This strand of power had merged all of Lu Chenju's cultivation of tiger, formed fist boxing and movement techniques to date, embodying all his comprehension of fist theory and battle experience. There are no two identical forces in this world. For 10,000 martial artists, there are 10,000 different powers. Even if cultivating the same martial arts, slight differences in fist theory lead to variations. Each person's power incorporates their personality, divine intent, and will, inevitably the most suited power for them, pervading their path of martial arts. The golden tiger roared to the heavens, its tiger roar shaking the boundless starry sea. The Dantian trembled as if it could hardly bear this force. Lu Chenju's expression slightly changed, his will burst forth. Suppress it. As his will ignited, his entire body seemed to combust. 8 points of chi blood transformed into a dragon of chi blood, shuttling through his limbs and bones, finally converging in the Dantian. Boom! A fierce battle between dragon and tiger ensued. On the fighting stage, though Lu Chenju seemed to be resting with closed eyes, the situation was extremely perilous. Merging powers was not as dangerous as breaking shackles but still carried the risk of failure. If failed, the three forces would disperse completely. It wouldn't be life-threatening, but it might lead to chi blood backlash, rendering his efforts for the month in vain. Roar! Growl! From within Lu Chenju, faint sounds of tiger roars and dragon chants could be heard. Even the two sisters standing by could faintly pick them up. Jai Feiyan looked anxious. I have already called Dad, he's on his way. Shiruyu said. I didn't expect our junior brother to break through on the fighting stage. It's good that both of us are here to watch. Otherwise, if someone accidentally disturbed him, it would be dangerous. There's no way around it. The opportunity for breakthrough is hard to come by. If we don't seize it now, who knows how long it will be until the next chance. Let's just wait and see. Soon Jai Chuntong quickly arrived. Is Chenju going to combine the three forces? He stood under the stage, carefully observing Lu Chenju, and softly said, Indeed, there's a sensation of power trembling in the Dantian. His physique is somewhat unstable, and his aura is fluctuating. The period right after the birth of innate power following the combination of the three forces is also crucial. It's like taming the heart-monkey-thought horse. The newly born violent power needs to be suppressed and calmed. After a few days of polishing, let it stabilize and then it can be freely utilized. You too should also learn. It's rare to witness someone else combining the three forces. Chenju has set an example for you. You both must succeed for me. Jai Feiyan said. So that's how it is? Shiruyu asked. Then has our junior brother succeeded? Jai Chuntong replied. Naturally, it was easy for him. He had almost made a mistake when he subdued his power. In the end, he also passed through without any danger. If he could do it, Chenju, being such a talent, definitely could. Soon, Li Gui also heard about it and arrived. After realizing Jai Chuntong was already there, he felt relieved, stood with his hands behind his back, watched for a while and then left. Just as I expected, 1 month, 3 forces combined. The speed of combining the 3 forces depended on comprehension and luck. Some people's comprehension may not be stellar, but a sudden insight might come during a battle. For students in the genius class, it generally takes 2 months to half a year after reaching the limit of chi blood to comprehend the 3 forces combined. For those born with martial bone Dao embryo, usually it takes no more than a month. Chenju's comprehension might be slightly inferior to that of a martial bone Taoist, but diligence compensates for dullness. He set up the fighting stage at noon for 25 consecutive days. With high-intensity battles and training, comprehending innate power within a month was perfectly normal, and he wasn't surprised at all. Good talent, diligent, and fortunate. Such people in their journey towards Grandmaster rarely encounter significant obstacles. On the way back, he saw Wu Zun about to rush over and said, "It's fine now, you can go back, teacher Wu." I heard Chenju seemed about to combine the three forces. It's already done, he's now subduing the innate power. I'll stay and watch a bit. His true inheritor master is over there. That's a relief. Wu Zun carried a bucket and a small stool and went fishing. After dinner, an hour of leisure beats living like an immortal. On the arena, Lu Chenju's body was engorged, swollen like it was inflated, notably larger in size, his resilient physique stretched to its limits. In the case of an ordinary person, they would have exploded and died. He gritted his teeth and persevered, blood even flowing from his nostrils. Drip, drop, drip, drop. Shiruyu clenched his fists. "Master, it won't be an issue, right?" Jai Chuntong spoke indifferently. "What's this? Just a nosebleed. He now has chi blood filling his body, resisting against power. The nasal mucous membrane is thin, bleeding is normal. If you had seen people just breaking their restraints, drenched in blood, you'd realize this is nothing. Those who pursue the limit must destroy before rebuilding. Some monks in the Po Siu ancient country, in pursuit of ultimate spiritual power, can go without eating or drinking for a month in the temple, letting their bodies wither to strengthen their spirit, ultimately reviving from near death when breaking their constraints, their bodies no different from mummified corpses. The path of martial arts is fraught with thorns. Before reaching the extreme limit realm, because most humans are still far from their constraints, they neither qualify nor fully perceive this peril. Otherwise, do you think cultivation is just about continuously punching and increasing chi blood? If that were the case, some could merely rely on heavenly materials and earthly treasures and great medicine to forcefully enhance their chi blood. But is it useful? Just before their constraints, their true form is revealed. This kind of forced growth, helping plants grow by pulling them up, has people facing their constraints with nearly a certainty of 9 deaths and 1 life. The only slim chance of survival also hinges on destiny, that their life is not yet destined to end. But with the 7 great constraints, not every time can luck prevail, and eventually their time will run out. Martial arts must be approached one step at a time. The more you undergo, the more you grow. The 2 women were enlightened, clutching their hearts looking towards their suffering junior brother. After a full hour, Lu Chenju suddenly opened his eyes, looked at the mottled bloodstains on the ground, wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and nostrils, and smiled. Inside his body, that wisp of golden tiger-like power lay coiled in his dantian, no longer the defiant demeanor it initially had, the power now conservatively gathered, ready to burst forth. His innate power has formed. In the next few days, just continue to adjust and train. Lu Chenju took a deep breath, expelling a murky breath under the sunlight. A mist of blood aura spurted forth, forming a dragon and dissipated into the invisible, the smell of blood permeating the arena. Jai Chuntang's voice came through. "Don't worry, with 3 forces combined, and the upheaval in the 5 viscera and 6 entria, some normal damage to the meridians and blood vessels is expected. Go back and have some tonic medicine. About 7 days should be enough to recover. If you want a quicker solution, you can buy a blood-replenishing pill for 50 great merit. This is a great medicine. After taking it, its potent medicinal power will nourish the body, and you can be healed within a day." He knew Lu Chenju was wealthy, hence he suggested this. After all, there was only 1 week left until the Super Hidden Dragon Tournament. "Okay, thank you, teacher, and thank you, sister protector." Lu Chenju descended from the arena, his aura much restored. Jai Chuantong placed his hand lightly on Lu Chenju's dantian to feel. Moments later, he withdrew his hand and said suspiciously, "You've suppressed this power quite quickly. It took him 8 days to fully suppress it. This young man, in just about an hour, was almost there. Good disciple, you're almost making your master jealous." "Fist technique class in the afternoon," Li Gui said. "Although you have grasped the innate power, don't use it for the next few days. First recuperate your body and then, through practicing punches, completely suppress it." "Okay." 3 forces combined, you're half a step away from reaching the constraints. Next is by the book opening 30 acupoints, then using the 8 points of full-bodied chi blood and innate power as a hammer, and the 30 acupoints as energy sources, to smash the invisible constraints before us. Once the door is opened, it will reveal a different scene. Trust me, the view beyond the door will be unforgettable. Li Gui did not continue. The view beyond the door, only after Lu Chenju endured hardships to open it, could be like reaching the summit and ingrain the breathtaking scenery in his heart. Medicine room. Senior, one blood replenishing pill, please. The person in charge, an old man, looked at Lu Chenju. Young man, your progress is rapid. The elder turned and took out a pill expertly packaged, saying, take it before sleep. Any not-so-severe internal injury can recover within a day. However, for the next few days, avoid intense physical activities. Okay. When he returned to the villa in the evening, Lu Chenju asked Chenju for 2 days off to first heal the internal injuries within his body, and will resume training on the golden body skill the day after next. A special situation called for special handling, and Chenju, having been through it, naturally understood, advising Lu Chenju to rest well these couple of days, and not to rush. Of course, he still needed to practice the heavenly pile. He didn't want to break his basic skills routine. At 10 o'clock at night, exhausted, Lu Chenju took a bath. He swallowed the pill with water. As the pill entered his body, it gradually dissolved. Streams of green, warm flow containing mysterious power attached to the injuries, both painful and comforting. In this agony and bliss, Lu Chenju lay on the bed observing. Seeing the injuries visibly healing, he breathed a sigh of relief. As expected of a great medicine worth 50 great merit, even the hardest to heal internal injuries can recover so quickly. By tomorrow morning, I should be almost fine. He looked at the ingredients listed on the manual and had a realization. It actually contains a trace of the heavenly materials and earthly treasures from the void realm, the green emperor grass, a legendary medicine rumored to regenerate flesh and bone. Just this trace of medicinal property has sent the price of this medicine soaring to 50 great merit, but it's worth it. Chapter 270, 190 Void Realm Mutant Beast 5K. As Lu Chenju's strength increased, his horizons gradually broadened. He began to learn more about great medicine from his superiors and mentors, and he increasingly felt that the Void Realm was a once-in-a-million-years opportunity for humanity. Not to mention anything else, just the heavenly materials and earthly treasures, which, although present in the old world, were extremely rare and quickly depleted as the number of martial artists grew. Now, with the vast and unknown expanse of the Void Realm, and with the national collective effort to gather them, processed by the giants of martial arts medicine, more people could take great medicine infused with the properties of heavenly materials and earthly treasures, rather than it being an exclusive luxury for martial arts grandmasters. In the old times, this was something ordinary martial artists wouldn't even dare to dream of. What is the Void Realm really like? The safest approach to exploring the Void Realm alone was for a martial arts grandmaster, or alternatively, to join an official national exploratory team led by a grandmaster. The environment of the Void Realm was said to be utterly different from this world, mostly shrouded in eternal darkness, teeming with miasma and fog, and rampant with void things. The most perilous aspect was the periodic rains imbued with chilly and erosive forces, known as the heavenly drying wind, and the ashen snow, which could transform a person into a lost monster, and many more such heavenly calamities. Only the protective true gang of a martial arts master and special high-tech equipment effective in the Void Realm could withstand these bizarre disasters. Therefore, the Void Realm was riddled with forbidden zones, with heavenly materials and earthly treasures often growing among them. Of course, current explorations have revealed that the Void Realm also contains areas similar to those on Earth, officially referred to as oases. For some unknown reason, these places are rarely affected by calamities. While they are scarce in heavenly materials and earthly treasures, they do grow some rare medicinal herbs and strange creatures. To date, nations have discovered and occupied a total of 40 oases in the Void Realm, setting up outposts to study it. Dazia has monopolized 18 oases, establishing 18 Starfare cities, named sequentially after the top martial arts universities. One such city stood among them, Starfare Dragon City. Presiding over it was the former headmaster of Dragon City Martial Arts University, the Four Symbols Master. The next day, Lu Chenju didn't get out of bed until 6 o'clock, sleeping 2 hours more than usual as he allowed himself a small break after each breakthrough, balancing work with leisure. He took a deep breath and inspected his dantian using focus technique, where a wisp of innate strength, resembling a golden tiger, lazily revolved, encircled by dense chi blood that it stirred. Teacher said that innate strength could passively absorb the power of chi blood to grow stronger, but the effect is minimal. The main growth comes from practicing true skill. Inside him, a faint green stream of mysterious power circulated, much paler than last night, the medicinal effect of the blood-replenishing pill, which was nourishing him. The hidden internal injuries caused by taming the innate strength were almost healed. Being wealthy is indeed good. His great merit balance was still 1340. It was no problem to keep spending for a martial artist. Lu Chenju looked at the martial arts tree. Dragon and Tiger Heavenly Pile, 24th Acupoint 90%. A 90% progress in 25 days. This pace was much faster than before. For simpler acupoints than this one, he would have needed 40 to 50 days. First, he increased his daily Heavenly Pile cultivation time. Second, the effect of the Tiger Spirit Divine Seed could not be overlooked. It's known that as you approach the 30th acupoint, the difficulty increases. To make this progress against the odds, merely adding 2 hours of Heavenly Pile practice was definitely not enough. The Divine Seed played a significant role. After checking his body, Lu Chenju turned on his phone. Shiruyu, junior brother, how is your recovery? All well, I hope. Wang Hongdao, congratulations, brother Lu, for the 3 forces returned to 1 and grasping innate. It seems destined for our branch school's first martial artist to be none other than you. I offer my early congratulations here. Wang Hongdao's words were carefree, but his heart ached. Before Lu Chenju's arrival, he was absolutely confident that he would be the first. In the class group chat, classmates congratulated him as well. Ziohe, the number 1 in Dragon City, is secured. Chen Zioan, don't pop the champagne yet. If he doesn't make it, we are holding you accountable. Leopard Woman, exactly. Ziohe, when will you reach 10th rank? Stop being a mere figurehead in the school competitions and rise to the challenge. The criticism from everyone silenced Ziohe. After thanking everyone, Lu Chenju went to the medical office. Seeing Lu Chenju, the old pharmacist laughed and said, "Here again. Sir, do we have any great medicine here that can assist in opening acupoints?" The elder thought for a moment and said, "That sort of thing is only available for purchase by martial artists. Even the genius class cannot break the rules, and it's the same for other schools." Why is that? Acupoint is a basic skill, the utmost important one. Before becoming martial artists, martial practitioners lack sufficient willpower and can easily lose themselves to the overpowering effect of acupoint medicines. It can stimulate the opening of acupoints, but there are certain side effects regarding willpower. Well, I believe my willpower is pretty good. Don't just think it is. How about this? I happen to have an opened acupoint medicine here. I'll let you smell it and absorb a trace of the volatile medicinal properties. Saying so, the elder took out a walnut-sized, blood-red pill, exuding a unique fragrance akin to musk, mixed with a faint hint of blood. Lu Chenju merely took a whiff and was caught off guard, as though a savage aura from ancient times invaded his mind, and the vision of a giant 4-legged beast with flesh wings, lumps on its head, and covered in fierce black spikes, materialized before him. It charged at him with a roar that rivaled the terror of a martial artist. To outsiders, Lu Chenju now stood with closed eyes, cold sweat forming on his face, body trembling instinctively, prompting the elder to prepare to wake him up forcefully. Chapter 271, 190 Void Realm Mutant Beast, 5K/2. Suddenly he stopped moving. But he saw Lu Chenju's face twisted fiercely, his body swelling, and his training clothes rustling without any wind. A strong wind and momentum rose to the sky, and he seemed to transform into an invisible black fierce tiger, standing atop a precipice thousands of feet high, its roar shaking the mountains and rivers. Roar? The elderly man's face showed slight surprise, and he smiled. Interesting, a strong momentum, and it can communicate with the heavenly heart mark, using the eternal will of the tiger form to forcibly suppress the residual power of the mutant beast. Not bad, not bad. Despite that, this is just from absorbing a wisp of medicine. It seems that even top talents should not consume this martial arts elixir forcefully. Lu Chenju came back to his senses, already drenched in sweat. His expression changed, obviously somewhat shocked. Lu Chenju asked, "Elder, what is this pill called?" The elderly man chuckled. "Yellow spirit body-breaking pill. How is it? I didn't scare you, did I?" Lu Chenju nodded like a pecking chicken, still frightened. "It really is extraordinary. No wonder it's forbidden for those who are not martial artists to consume. Just now, A hideous, bizarre creature with wings and 4 legs invaded my mind. The elderly man explained. It's called sky-flipping lumpy beast, and what you confronted was merely a trace of its will imprint that couldn't be erased during the pill-making process. If its true form were before you, 10 of you wouldn't be its match. Only seasoned martial artists can contend with such beings. You are far from the extreme limit realm. Lu Chenju gasped. Elder, is this a void thing? The elderly man shook his head. No, it's also a creature of the void realm, but not a demon ghost. Rather, it's an extremely rare type of mutant beast. Lu Chenju pondered. So this is a mutant beast. Wait, is this pill made from the blood and flesh of a mutant beast? Does it contain evil powers from the void realm? This pill reminded him of the void blade. This object, made from void relics and metal, inevitably contained the invasive power unique to void things, not controllable by those without strong willpower. The more powerful the void blade, the greater the requirement for the wielder's willpower. For those who are not martial artists, the most powerful void blade that they can handle is made from nether-level void relics. Anything stronger poses a risk of corruption. The elderly man noted. Mutant beasts are extremely rare, often residing in oases, so their bodies do not contain the cold evil power. Thus, their flesh can be used to make martial arts elixirs, but such beings, comparable to martial artists, possess extremely powerful wills. Thus, even in death, when their flesh is processed into medicine, residual will imprints remain, which is the source of side effects of the great medicine. Only the will of a martial artist can easily ignore and erase such imprints. You can extinguish them, but it's overly forced and dangerous. Any carelessness can result in backlash, leading to a dangerous state of manic cultivation. Thank you for answering my questions, Elder. I have another question. Go ahead. In the old times of Dazia, there were often legends about mutant beasts, like the fire deer of the Fire Spirit Cave in western Sichuan, the blue bird of Kunlun, and the sky-flipping snake of the East Sea. Are these creatures the same kind as the mutant beasts of the Void Realm? The elderly man pondered for a moment, and then replied, I am not sure, as these have already become extinct and no fossil remains have been discovered. They exist only in the accounts of ancient texts, which inevitably involve artistic embellishment and exaggeration. However, the academic community generally believes there is a relationship. Compared to demon ghosts, some mutant beasts do not have a desire to attack humans, and it is not ruled out that some mutant beasts might have left the void realm to nest in our world. Moreover, with the undeveloped technology of ancient times and sparse population, some ancient people might even have regarded them as holy beasts or divine spirits, and over time, these legends have been passed down. This elderly man, truly worthy of his position managing the medicine room. If in the old times, he would have been akin to a simple monk in the scripture pavilion. With knowledge spanning across ages, Lu Chenju gained a lot. Upon leaving, he finally asked, Elder, what is the price of this yellow spirit body-breaking pill? The elderly man laughed. 100 great merits per pill, with effects lasting 1 to 2 weeks. By the average standards of a martial artist, it can approximately improve the speed of opening the acupoint by 1/5. But for you talents, it's hard to say. Some experience exceptionally good effects, others just average. Yikes, that's kind of expensive. Lu Chenju drew a sharp breath. The elderly man sighed. Yes, very expensive, tragically, but there's nothing to be done, as mutant beasts are too scarce, making them a strategic resource of Dazia. This is just acupoint medicine for martial artists. If you knew the price of enlightenment elixirs taken by martial arts grandmasters, you'd truly have a crisis of faith. Thus, I say, in heavenly pile cultivation, only hard work prevails. Heavenly materials and earthly treasures and enlightenment elixirs have little to do with ordinary people. Like the Qingshan Kang, who even disdains taking enlightenment elixirs, the 720 acupoints in his body, all were developed through hard work. Lu Chenju contemplated, then turned and left. I'd better stick to normal practice. He wouldn't try to emulate Qingshan Kang. For Kang, it's easy to speak without the pain. He currently lacks the exceptional acupoint talent, as long as he can handle the side effects of the medicine. When he has money in the future, he will take medicine as needed without shame. The day before the competition. Sioux City's Mayu Airport. A small passenger plane carrying the top 30 contestants of the Hidden Dragon competition soared into the sky. 1 hour later, It had already reached the territory of Jin, Lu Chenju sitting at the window, looking down at the majestic and precarious Taihang mountain range, truly sprawling across the Xia like a soaring dragon. Wang Hong asked, "Chenju, you've never been to the headquarters, have you?" Lu Chenju nodded. King Shin Kang said, "No worries, after the competition, let Wang Hong take you for a tour in the headquarters, add some friends among the geniuses there, and exchange some insights on martial arts." Chapter 272, 190 Void Realm Mutant Beast, 5K/3. Although we are a branch school, let's not feel inferior to the main school. If anyone encounters those flaunting their status from the main school, give them a lesson. Some students from the main school always have an inexplicable sense of superiority. King Shin Kang was also giving Lu Chenju a precautionary warning. June 30th. Dragon City Martial Arts University main campus. Occupying 30,000 acres, the campus is a society in itself, with streets everywhere and various public transports shuttling teachers and students to and from classes. The square had already been set up with 4 temporary stages. Over 500 people participated in the competition, most from the main campus, with only a fifth from the branch schools. This showed the disparity in strength between the two sides. On the first day of the competition, Lu Chenju didn't need to participate. As the top competitor from Sioux City Dragon Marshal, an extreme limit realm master, he advanced directly to the top 16 buys. Wang Hongdao and Old Tian moved straight into the top 32. This method avoided the popular competitors meeting too early, keeping the biggest suspense for the final showdown. However, he watched the matches of his 2 fellow female disciples. Jai Feiyan had good strength and was only eliminated after reaching the top 128. Shi Ruyu was out in 1 round, as she was there mainly for the experience and participation. Among the students from the genius class, Leopard Woman, Chen Ziyuan, Yao Cheng, and Zhou Xingkang were all 10th rank experts and narrowly made it to the top 64. However, only Leopard Woman and Zhou Xingkang managed to reach the top 32. Chen Ziyuan and Yao Cheng were eliminated. There were already 10 from the main campus genius class, with too many strong contenders. After the day's competition ended, King Shin Kang gathered everyone and said with a smile, "Everyone performed well today. Principal Wang is very happy. He said that as long as you make it into the top 64, the branch school will reward you with an additional 100 great merit, 200 for top 32, 300 for top 16. And for winning the title of Dragon City's top 10, 500 great merit. Finally, if you can become Dragon City's number 1, 1,000 great merit, which means all of your rewards will be doubled on the basis of the main campus reward." The crowd cheered in unison. Zhao He, who came for excitement, was incredibly envious. "Brother Wang, Brother Lu, you'll have to treat us if you get into the top 10. Wang Hondo smiled slightly. Of course. The title of Dragon City's top 10 was a dream honor for him. Now that his chi blood had reached 7.9, not far from 8, with his powerful whale form, as long as he didn't repeat his previous mistake, he still had a chance of making it into the top 10. Class 9's Li Fu did not compete, which meant one less rival. The first day of the competition went smoothly. Several from the school discussed Lu Chenju's opponents for the next day in the hotel. Jai Chuntong said, "Chenju, I've gathered some intelligence for you. There are 5 individuals in the main campus, genius class with strength not inferior to Wang Hongdao's, suspected of having reached 8 points in chi blood. However, they are not really a threat to you. The one who poses the most danger should be Guo Bai from the branch school. This young man practices dragon form fist, has top-class root bone, excellent comprehension, and has long been a special level talent. His chi blood has reached 8 points early, and he has also grasped innate power. Rumor has it, he has recently opened 30 meridians, aiming for the top spot in Dragon City this time. As I've told you, someone who has opened all 30 meridians has 1 foot in the martial artist realm. With every movement connected to all 30 meridians, the strength displayed is not as simple as just 8 points in chi blood. You must be careful. With Guo Bai nearing the state of a martial arts genius, it's possible he has also communicated with the heavenly heart mark. His fist theory has arguably stepped into the 3rd realm, and his presence and spirit are not inferior to yours. Cross-training has increased your margin for error, but it doesn't mean you are invincible. Guo Bai is manageable, but in the future, when facing other martial arts geniuses, each one is no ordinary opponent." Lu Chenju thought for a moment, This Guo did he delay in breaking his shackles just to take the first place? Jai Chuantong looked emotional and said, "The title of Dragon City's #1 is not to be taken lightly." The next day, the match for the top 32 began in the morning. This round, the hopeful Zhou Xingkang backed by Qingshan Kang was eliminated, followed by Leopard Woman. Her opponent was a main campus extreme limit realm expert named Ningde, who was especially ruthless when fighting and deliberately provoked Leopard Woman with trash talk. "Branch schools are just noobs, it's too boring to fight them. I like the leopard print outfit, tusk tusk tusk." Lu Chenju thought this guy should be called Ning Lack of Da. Leopard Woman was no pushover. She fought fiercely until a bone-breaking sound came from her arm. She persisted for a short while, but then lost and was taken to the infirmary. Wang Hongdao, on the other hand, steadily advanced into the top 16. He had made many mistakes before and couldn't afford to do so this time. As long as he could bring out the advantages of his whale form, he had hopes of entering the top 8 and securing a spot in the Dragon City's top 10. Or else he would have to go through the subsequent resurrection match to vie for the last 2 spots. After stepping down from the stage, Lu Chenju said, "Congratulations, Brother Wang, the top 10 is within sight." Wang Hongdao, "The sparring with you recently has benefited me a lot, thank you." Mutual progress. Not long after, Leopard Woman also came out of the infirmary, wrapped in bandages. She went over to Lu Chenju and reminded him in a low voice, "Be careful with the next matches. The students from the main campus are very cunning and experienced. They often like to throw trash talk before the game to break our mentality." Lu Chenju had also heard that the main campus had a fierce school spirit, with many who had gone through countless practical trainings, being extremely merciless. Compared to the new students of the Sioux City Branch School, they were as mild-tempered and Buddha-like as capybaras. He asked with concern, "Are you all right?" Leopard Woman shook her head. "Just a minor injury, but I won't be able to box for half a month." "As long as it doesn't affect your heavenly pile, that's good." After some time to rest, the pairing for the top 16 came out. Lu Chenju Sulong Class 1 versus Ningde Main Campus Class 1. Looking at the big screen, Leopard Woman's face lit up with joy. Pointing at Ningde, she said in a somewhat tattletale tone, "Chenju, show him your strength. Good and evil will eventually be met with, Lu." Chapter 273, 191 Power Fracture Bones 3K. The highly anticipated top 8 competition began. Lu Chenju was the first to appear as a strong favorite to win the championship. Qingshan Kang patted Lu Chenju on the shoulder and said, "In our division, no one is easy to deal with. Martial arts sparring, although it's supposed to stop at a touch at this level of fight, everybody for the sake of Dragon City's reputation will inevitably go all out. If you hold back, your opponent might not. In a word, if your opponent plays rough, then let loose and fight back. As long as they don't die, give it your all. Principal Wang has your back." Hearing these words from the class teacher, Lu Chenju felt relieved. Lu Chenju, Lu Chenju. The students from the branch school formed a small group. They cheered for Lu Chenju amidst the overwhelming cheers of the main division. The army from the main division was not to be outdone, roaring, "Ningde, Ningde." Let the branch school witness the style of the main division. First person from the branch school, just a newbie from a novice village. Among the crowd, a figure silently sized up Lu Chenju. It was Li Fu. "So this is the tough guy who has been suppressing me for so long." On the stage, Lu Chenju closed his eyes, the cheers and trash talk from the main division around him settling in his mind. He opened his eyes, the invisible tiger's momentum emanating. Lu Chenju clenched his fists and said, "Sioux City Dragon Marshal Lu Chenju, tiger form." Ningde's mouth curled into a sneer, and he said in a mocking tone, "Oh, isn't this the national champion of the Martial Arts Academy competition? Really, I think these academy competitions are just places for you low-class root bone people to fool around." It wasn't just trash talk meant to provoke his opponent. To some extent, it was also what he truly thought. But due to some current political correctness, he usually dared not say it. Lu Chenju, unfazed, assumed his tiger form stance. "Ruar." A deep bear roar spread all around. Ningde stomped his right foot, his muscles recoiling like a spring before tensing again. The iron plate of the platform vibrated, and invisible waves rippled out. Buzz. Ningde leaped forward, his left arm swinging an elbow, his right arm veins bulging. A billowing white mist steamed up, his massive bare paw slamming towards Lu Chenju's face like an avalanche. First-class martial arts, bare mountain opening hand. The punch wasn't close yet, but the force of the wind was already striking. Lu Chenju stood in the fierce wind, his training clothes rustling loudly. His heart roared like an internal combustion engine, his muscles and bones trembled with a tiger's roar, unmoving. He didn't turn to borrow force, nor did his feet stomp the ground. He clenched his fists, the friction of his fingertips creating a sound akin to metal clashing, and the thread of golden tiger-like innate strength in his dantian traveled through his meridians, swelling his arm muscles instantly, bulging and enlarging as both his fists hurtled through the air accompanied by a roaring sound. Bare palm met tiger fist. Crack, snap, crackle. Following the crisp sound, Ningda's arms burst forth noises like popping beans, his metacarpal bone, phalange bone, and carpal bone. These thoroughly tempered bones showed spreading cracks, the force surging back like a flood, finally dissipating near the radius of his forearm. Ningda's right palm bled uncontrollably. It swelled up instantly, with a blue and purple discoloration spreading, the pain so intense it caused tendons on his face to bulge, and he let out a sharp cry. His eyes bulged as if he saw a shimmer of golden fluorescence on Lu Chenju's fists. This is innate strength. Ningda had no time to think further. He struck straight with his elbow sideways, like a bear king battering a mountain, the wind of his strike swirling as he directed it towards Lu Chenju's neck. Lu Chenju changed his fist to a claw and thrust upwards, blocking the elbow strike as if it were a beam, then slid down, biting down on his wrist with his tiger's mouth. His right leg lifted with a quaking force, pulling back like a bow. His right leg transformed into an arrow, piercing through the air. Boom! The kick broke through Ningda's knee guard and struck his abdomen, a torrential force erupting forth. Ningda's body, massive like a mountain, convulsed uncontrollably, his organs, generally void of pain, now throbbing as the fascia on their surface tore, a pain that reached deep into his heart. Thus, martial artists continuously strengthen their muscle fascia to protect their organs. Lu Chenju, holding onto Ningda, did not let him be thrown away. But before Ningda could catch a breath, Lu Chenju grabbed the joint of his right arm and with monstrous strength viciously stripped away Ningda's muscular arm, severing the tendons. Lu Chenju's other hand grabbed his shirt's collar, spinning and somersaulting, flipping Ningda over his shoulder like a giant windmill, crashing him back first directly onto the ground. Creak, creak. Sounds of steel indentation came from the temporarily constructed metal platform. Ningda's eyes were bloodshot, his thick back muscles preventing bone fractures, but his head was shaken, his chi blood blurring his vision, and in front of him, Lu Chenju looked like a bloodthirsty, ferocious tiger. Slap! Lu Chenju's foot stomped on his chest, immense force pressing down mercilessly. Ningda wrapped his arms around Lu Chenju's right foot, still trying to struggle. Humph! Lu Chenju bellowed like an arhat, his chi blood pouring into his lower limbs like lead, pressing down on Ningda like a jack, unmovable by his struggles, his aura formidable as the immovable Ming King. Ningda's breathing grew labored, his injury severe, his struggle weakening. Seeing this, Lu Chenju expelled a heat wave and asked, "Still want to fight?" Ningda's complexion was ashen, his face struggling. He exemplified the bear form, known for strength, second only to few factions like whale form. But at this moment before Lu Chenju, he was so feeble. He had also watched the national finals from 4 months ago. He was certain that back then, Lu Chenju was not much stronger than him. How could there be such a profound transformation in such a short period? Ningda, admit defeat, stop fighting. Below the stage, the urgent voice of the genius class homeroom teacher rang out. There was no point in persisting. Continuing the fight would mean severe injuries. Other students also chimed in sympathetically. Admit defeat, safety first. Ningda's complexion shifted. He licked the blood at the corner of his mouth. He closed his eyes, his expression pained. Finally, he opened his eyes and said, "I lost." He was among the older ones in the genius class, already 21 years old. He was also confident in advancing to martial artist next year. Before then, he was desperate to earn the title of one of the Dragon City's top 10. Hence he talked trash and fought brutally. Because all he wanted was to win. But he encountered someone even more ruthless. Lu Chenju stepped off his foot, walking off the platform amid the cheers of his fellow schoolmates, not particularly aiming to teach this person a lesson, simply disliking those who talk trash. Ningda was sent to the infirmary, in worse shape than Leopard Woman. Below the stage, Leopard Woman gave Lu Chenju a thumbs up. "You are my big brother." She was a ruthless woman who held grudges. She only wished she could beat Ningda. Otherwise, she would certainly break this man's wrists and shatter his groin. Wang Hondo smiled and said, "Congratulations, it looks like the chief position is no problem." Lu Chenju's fight was too easy, a complete domination. Lu Chenju said, "Keep it up." He felt the stairs sizing him up, scanning around. He noticed they were from Guo Bai, Zhao Tiandian, Ding Jinkyu, and other such geniuses with incredibly solemn gazes. These people were surely contemplating strategies to counter Lu Chenju's moves. With only a slight effort, Lu Chenju had become the focal point of the entire arena. In this competition, he didn't want to hide anything. He wanted to sweep through openly and with great pomp all the way. In a month of training, he had gained this confidence. Among the crowd, Li Fu shook his head and walked away, reflecting internally. Good thing I was promoted. Someday he might have the chance to meet me at the all-nations martial arts competition, if he can keep up with my pace. Dragon City headquarters. Principal's office. A tall, middle-aged man with delicate features stood by the window, hands behind his back, quietly watching the distant competition. He was the current principal of Dragon City. They hang absolute SAB, Japanese symbol Lijin. Ranked 36th in the All Nations Top 100. He withdrew his gaze and said, "Not bad." The competition continued. Wang Honda was lucky. His opponent was not a favorite. After a fight filled with blood-spattering, flesh-pounding punches, his momentum exploded. The wind pressure from his spinning drew his opponent close, and he executed a straightforward elbow strike and knee lift. Wang Honda wins. This was the second qualification from the Sioux City branch. The branch students and teachers celebrated wildly, hardly daring to believe it. Lu Chenju, advancing to the top 8, was a sure thing. But Wang Honda's performance was truly unstable. He had often made mistakes before, and many had lost confidence in him. Lan Tian watched with satisfied eyes, continually clapping, somewhat excited. He had waited a long time for this day. King Shinkeng laughed heartily and immediately reported to Principal Wang. After stepping down from the stage, Wang Honda was still immersed in the fight. I won, I am the 10th son." Chen Zion looked at his blood-stained body and hesitated to ask, "Can you fight in the next match?" Wang Honda's eyes sparkled with fighting spirit. "I can fight 10 more matches." Thrilled by the dopamine rush, he had entered an exhilarated state. Overall, this was a good thing. But he might need to recover after the match to replenish his body. The top 4 list was announced. Lu Chenju versus Ding Jinkyu. The announcer's voice rang out. This is the battle between the top representatives of Qingang branch and Sioux City branch. With no excess words, the two came to the platform. Ding Jinkyu asked, "Brother Lu, have you comprehended the innate strength?" Lu Chenju nodded and said, "Yes." Ding Jinkyu sighed slightly in his heart, then his battle intent surged. He solemnly said, "I have long awaited this battle." As the national champion, Lu Chenju's fame, to ordinary people, was even greater than the prestigious Dragon City 10. While some high-level martial arts circles might not recognize such martial arts academy events, that didn't change the established facts. "Please begin." When others showed respect to him, Lu Chenju naturally reciprocated courteously. But then they saw Ding Jinkyu remove his training clothes jacket, revealing a body sculpted from bronze tendon muscles, seemingly ordinary but in fact perfectly tempered. Ding Jinkyu Phoenix form. Ding Jinkyu's left hand formed a phoenix claw, his right a phoenix eye fist. His arms swung and swept, transforming into a soaring phoenix with a high-pitched phoenix cry emanating from within. White Phoenix soaring sky strike. Whoosh, a phantom crossed the platform like thunder streaking lightning, so fast that some freshmen couldn't even see the movements. This was Phoenix speed. Phoenix form, king of 100 birds. Lu Chenju moved his arms reflexively to block, Phoenix claw striking his right arm with a force that could tear metal apart. His golden body exploded into thousands of golden light shards, blasting apart. Lu Chenju's eyes narrowed. This claw power so strong,